Yo, it's Mr. Jazz. And today's lesson is about this book. No, I'm kidding. Um, but I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily, how to do that. I don't necessarily know what to really say all the way right now, and that's totally okay. You know, it's totally okay to have a moment where you don't exactly know how to express what's happening, and it's okay to maybe that's what. Well, this is gonna be more of a free form lesson. These probably aren't gonna have any names or titles. I just talk. I'll probably say the same thing in different times. It'd be easier because if I come up with a topic for each one, for me personally, I'll limit myself because then I'll keep thinking I have to make a brand new topic every time. I'm just gonna call them episodes, and I'll I'll espouse the way that I espouse for that particular portion of talking. But I guess I would just say it's okay for right now. I'll focus on the topic of it's okay to take time with anything. It's okay if it's because society tries to lock us into what I'll call movieized moments, right? And what a movieized moment is when it's like a cut scene and like everything happens perfect and it's like a scene, like everything is written already. Like niggas know what they're gonna say before they're gonna say it. Like you ever when I was young and people would have certain reactions to things very quickly, I would doubt myself a little bit because I would be like, damn, I didn't react that quickly. You know, I didn't have that same reaction or that same energy that they have, so I must be weird. It's not that. Some of them niggas was liars. Let's get that understood. First of all, they was just lying and trying to be cool. But as we get older, we see how things unfold. But anyways, it's okay to be in that situation and like feel different. It's so okay to feel different than what society is saying you're supposed to feel like. Even if you feel nothing and they're telling you to feel everything, analyze those moments too. It all matters. It doesn't make you evil, it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that's how you took it in. That's how you took it in at that point in time. Maybe it just for whatever reason didn't ping you. And that's fine. Everybody doesn't have to be the same way. We don't all have to have the same type of feelings. All we have to be is ourselves. And ourselves are loving beings that are here to do good things. And when you assess that and assimilate that into your daily consciousness stroll, or whatever you want to call life, it's like, it's easy. I take my time. I'm the guy, which you may have not met a guy like this, because I'm different and I love being different. But I'm the guy that's that can be in a conversation. Somebody says something, I hear it, and the words may pique a slight interest in my brain. But I take time. And I'm like, let me analyze what this means in totality. Maybe, and as I gotten older, I've learned this can happen. You can have an experience with something, right? And have that experience. And that experience totally matters in the moment, but it may not be for you to comment on conceptually. It might just be for you to take in and remember and think about over time. Lessons don't unfold the same way for everybody. Everybody isn't they see something like this or whatever or anything and they just instantaneously know what it means to them. That happens at different times in different pockets, but life is so who can really say that it happens the same way for everybody in the same exact time? It simply does not. It's different. Let it be different. Let yourself analyze things in the weird way that you analyze them. That weirdness is you. It's the truth. If something inside of you is saying, take some time with this thought. As much as societal constrictions may irk you to say something quickly to be more fit-inable to this circus we have going on here, take time. Let it sit. Literally, I would advise being okay Hands are ashy as fuck. Being okay with the concept of saying like, I need to take a second to think about that. Or maybe I don't know how I feel about that. Let me let that assimilate. Let me let my consciousness. And this is not me saying you have to be like me, and that you have to take time with everything. I'm just giving you a little nugget of knowledge that's helped me greatly, because I would often say things too quick. In a mode of positive gesticulation, yes. But for me, for my personal disposition, too quick. And then it caused me to double back and feel like I was a liar, or feel like I'm being insincere, or feel like I'm lame, or feel like I don't know myself. In a way, I didn't know myself. And in a dualistic sense, these things were true, but not from a standpoint of where it matters. I was trying to say the good thing, the societal thing that I was taught to say, almost as a knee-jerk response, so I don't get a bad response out of that person. I stopped caring about bad responses. If someone loves you, they're never gonna give you a bad response. Take that in. And let me look at the camera. If someone loves you, they're never gonna give you a bad response. Think about that. It's not gonna happen. Because love is patient when it needs to be. Love is everything it needs to be when it needs to be that. Maybe that's the way I'll explain it right now. Maybe in a year I'll have a different definition. Maybe those were just words that don't mean anything. Maybe I'll think about it an hour and say, I could have said that better. That's what it felt like to say. It could have been a spiritual thing. Could have been something from my mind. See, I think on things in many different layers. And anybody who's like, as you get older, for me, this helps. Maybe y'all think I'm thinking too complicated, but for me, I analyze these things to clear out my inner space and achieve peace, knowing that I've destroyed all directions to me feeling as if I'm not being truly me. Because if I've considered all angles and I give myself a healthy amount of skepticism, even with the things I choose to say, I stand on belief and trust in myself. But if I give myself a healthy amount of, I could be tripping, because I've been tripping before. If you give yourself a healthy amount of that, and this is not me, again, I'll say this multiple times, this is not me saying you have to do that, or that it's even a good idea for you. I'm just saying, this is what works for me. If it seems like it makes sense, give it a try. If it seems like it makes sense. Because I, as a human, can verify it worked and did something for me. So, for one of us, it has done something. Does that mean for all of us it would do anything? No. It could just be literally I'm the only person who thinks like this. Who cares? But maybe me saying this sparks you to discover the way you think. Maybe for whatever reason, you always take too much time and you want to go faster. And me saying that causes you to rethink how you think. You know what I'm saying? It's not about getting the exact thing you think is going to happen out of everything. It's about really, in this particular situation we find ourselves in, I don't think life is supposed to be like this. I'm probably try to wrap up the video because I don't have that much space on my phone, so I'm not going to go for too much longer. But I'll try to put a nice little cherry on top, because this video is 8 minutes long, so I want to make sure I got enough space. I want to get a full thought out and not have to do a part 2 to this. But yeah, life is not supposed to be like this at all. I hear a lawnmower right now, loud, simple. What that really is the universe telling me, ding, 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 you stumbled across something. You stumbled across something. Life is not supposed to be like this. So, in this particular situation, and even when life eventually gets to what it's supposed to be, which it will, I don't know exactly what it's going to be about. I feel like it's a new thing for us all to explore and see what could be, right? And just take it in as it happens. But right now, what feels pertinent for me to say, and I speak in this very, what some may call timid and shy way of really just making sure I'm delivering my truth to you in a way that feels best for me to deliver it, where I can say I did my duty as a soul, and I didn't impart upon you things that I did not wish to impart upon you. That's why I take time to dissect and pull out all the little shards of glass that have been placed in my soul over the time before I deliver things, so they come through clearly and without the intent to make you feel like I'm belittling you, or that I'm speaking over you, or that I'm talking in a way where you have to listen to me, and if you don't agree with me, you're stupid. I'm not saying that. All I'm doing As Shaw Crow would say, it's learning about myself and reporting back to you. That's it. So, what feels pertinent for me to say is that it's not about getting every single thing you think you want out of every action or every action going perfect. It's not about that. To me, what it's about is because nothing is going anybody's way in this world. Once we accept that, nothing is going anybody's way. Everybody hates their lives in some way. Like the vast majority of us have jobs we will literally tell other people at our same job we don't like. We go to these jobs to work our asses off to do a little bit of what we like at the end of the day, which involves us forgetting what we did earlier. So we're not even really enjoying ourselves so much as we're erasing our memory to bear another day of the suffering. We're not even really enjoying ourselves at all. And everybody's doing this. The overwhelming vast majority of people have checked out. They have bought into this patriarchal, dumb bullshit of like life being work, sleep, die. That's it. What the fuck? Eat, I'll throw in eat. Eat, work, sleep, die. What the fuck else anybody doing right now besides eating, working, sleeping, or dying? People ain't living. People ain't living. Not even a little bit. They out here walking at lifeless vessels. Having an experience, yes, but once you get to a certain point of like you not reaching inside yourself to do what you want to do, you detaching yourself from yourself, and you will do things to bring yourself closer. I don't know. Is a certain thought I was approaching there? I don't know how to approach it the right way because I hate to speak in ways of absolutes. There may not be any absolutes in the world of transitive perspectives or like different perspectives, should I say. There may not be any absolutes, which is something I can accept. And it's okay. All that means is that there's different ways to see shit and there's different value to everything. And that there's a reason for shit or however you want to say it. That's what came out. But yeah, how I do it is I'm like, all right, instead of trying to get exactly what I think I want out of life, I approach it knowing that there's something for me to get. I may not even know what it is yet. Literally, I may not even know what it is yet. But there's something for me to get. Once you flip the switch of like getting what you think you want into I will now achieve something that I may have not thought I could even get. Everything becomes open. Now life is your playground. Instead of a restrictive thing with boundaries and perimeters you created. If you remove the boundaries and perimeters of your own creation and realize, firstly, they were of your own creation, you did that, everything is awesome. And I challenge you, if you're a person that needs, or let me say it like this, if you find yourself having to overstimulate or do lots of things to make yourself feel not bored, I challenge you to sit in that boredness. That's like a challenge to you. Sit in the crib in your boredness. Sit in there and deal with it. And deal with it the way you choose to deal with it. But don't do the thing. It's just a challenge. It's not saying something you have to do. This is a suggestion that I'm coming up with on the spot because it's what I did today. I'll make it easier just to make it the way I did it. If you find yourself having to overstimulate all the time to enjoy life at all, I challenge you. Go to your nearest park with a bench or some water, somewhere where you can sit and enjoy some sort of view and sit there and try to enjoy nothing. It is a weird thing to say when we live in this patriarchal mind, this world we have here. But try to enjoy nothing. And you will. I guarantee it. Now, given the structure of how things flow and how open you are to letting that reveal itself to you, there may be a time differential. But I don't know how it could take. It take 2 minutes. It could take 20 years. I don't know. I'm not saying sit outside for 20 years, obviously. Maybe you call it a day at a certain point, come back out the next day or the next week and try again. All I know is that if you ask nature to reveal basically just love to you, reveal a loving perspective on something, or like maybe a new lesson. I would never say to demand nature for things or ask or demand that nature give you things. But if you respectfully ask and say, hello, nature, it feels like my life is a little bit empty. If I sit here, if you would like, could you please show me something? Something, a lesson, maybe a beautiful sight, a nice view, a conversation with someone you didn't expect, something, you know, something to help me to enjoy what I should be able to enjoy, which is everything. It will happen. I guarantee it. Now, when it will happen, I don't know that. I don't know that for everybody. But I know if you honestly go to nature, find a comfortable spot, sit down and just try your best to enjoy nothing, it will happen. It will take time. And I can't explain how it'll happen. The way it happened for me today was so weird. I'll explain to you. I was sitting, I'll show you. Try to get the view. You see it? You see that water? There's water right there. There's water, right? I'm trying to point to, you see it. There's water right there. There's benches and stuff. So I'm sitting there, and these two trees are across from me. Very important story here. These two trees are across from me. And I noticed these trees at some point during my sitting down. During my peripheral, I'm looking I see these trees. But after sitting for a long period of time, decent amount of time, whatever you want to call it, and just talking to myself, not like, whatever, talking to myself, trying to figure out my life, what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna plan out my next mode of emotion, whatever you wanna say, right? I caught a view of those same two trees that I had been seeing as I was looking around in my visual perspective, right? And it was like, it's like my brain took a picture or something. It was like, and I saw the little picture like fall out, and it like landed in my consciousness. And it gave me joy, almost as if like I had eaten a slice of pizza or something like that, or done something within a typical patriarchal male mind that elicits endorphin release. But I didn't do anything but sit there, think about my life, and sit. And I just, for whatever reason, I looked up. I had already seen it. That's the biggest factor. It doesn't have to always be something new. It could be a new view on something you already know. I had already seen these trees, but for some reason, I looked over and these two trees, like I just saw from a particular perspective, and it was beautiful. It was like I had never seen them before or something like that or whatever. It was like a new angle of viewing, like, damn, they really are beautiful. And I felt joy in that moment. I felt joy. And that's all that matters. That moment, what? Sorry, I saw an email. I saw some. Hold on, what the fuck is that? Anyways, but that's all that matters. That's the kind of guy I am. If I see an email and I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm gonna turn my head and look at the notification, bitch. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, that matters. Because I have approached the perspective of life not with getting exactly what I think I want, which may not even be what I want. I'll do many talks about the mind, because the mind it's troublesome. For me, in my perspective, from my particular disposition, there are things about it that I have learned that have been unbeneficial within the context of my journey, and I've had to learn how to navigate the mind. People may have different minds than I do. These are just things that help me. That's all. The importance of that was because I approached life with the perspective of trying to obtain what's there for me to obtain, I always get what I need. Very important thing. I always get what I need. Maybe not what I want or desire, but for my spirit to keep on going, it's always there. At the exact point you need it. Even if you feel like you can't go on any longer, keep going. Something will find you. Whether it's a person, a job opportunity, whatever you want to call it, a new hobby, interesting book, a new concept that just makes you feel better about life. Something will find you. Keep going. Life is really weird right now for everybody. And at times recently, I felt like there was no point in maintaining myself or just caring. I said, fuck it all, you know? But life has a way of when you go that way, of if you allow it. Now, your volatility in which to react to things will elicit how life reacts to you. But it will give you what you need to keep on going. As bad as it feels, we have to remember everybody really feels bad. And what a lot of us may be now just experiencing is our ability to sense energy. I think the vast sadness and just drabness of life that we feel is just everybody sensing everybody else's energy and being like, damn, we all this sad? Because when you're happy, it's like there's a glow, there's an aura that protects your peace. And you can just enjoy it. And there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. And that aura has been polluted by the male, patriarchal. I have to say it that way because that's who runs shit. Not, they don't run shit. Girls run the world. Girls run the fucking world. Understand that. When you really think about it, all the shit niggas do is for what? Pussy. Anyways, and I say it in a crass way so you can get what I'm trying to get at. But that's all dudes do. All the lies they tell, the fabrication is so they can make a girl think that they are attractive. Pretty much, if we're being honest, you're not doing it for your friends. You aren't really, most of the dudes aren't even really friends with their friends. You just both like sports and just say sports numbers back and forth and try to argue with each other and seem like one is the best one, and you secretly want to fight each other. And sometimes you do. Anyway, point. Different talk. Focus. Seek in life not what you think you want. This is just a perspective, though. Seek what is there for you to find, and you will always find it. Mr. Jazz, out.